There were thousands of stories from today. My next guest is just one of them. Alex Lines witnessed the crowds and chaos near the Navy Yard after the shooting. And Alex, good evening to you. I'm certain this is a day you will not forget. You were several blocks away. What did you see?
Hi, Bill. Yeah, thanks for bringing me on. I just pretty much came in as I typically would to my office just across the street from the Navy Yard around 8:30 this morning. But I could tell as soon as I was getting onto M Street that something was certainly not right. You're used to seeing, police motorcades in D.C., but this was certainly a unique situation, just with the volume of police and emergency response personnel. We just drove down towards my office as I normally would, and quickly got rerouted towards the side street to avoid the blockade. But just saw large crowds outside the metro, a huge volume of people on the street, and just an enormous blockade on the street, and massive amounts of emergency response
it
vehicles.
appeared, Alex, that the police were on the scene almost immediately. And there were sirens wailing, and there were helicopters in the air, and you saw all of that.
I did. For the most part, my office is located just across the street, and was exposed to that for the entire day. Yes.
All right. Now, when the people came out, would you describe hundreds? Would you put the number that high? And if so, what were they asking? What did they want to know?
I wasn't specifically talking to the people out there. There was mass crowds. There was a mixture of citizens and police and emergency personnel. But I think most of it was confusion and a little bit of chaos.
I imagine the stress level was pretty high too.
I'm a contractor for the Navy. I do work, on a weekly basis inside Building 197. Fortunately, I was not there today, but I have friends and colleagues that are there on a full-time basis, so it was very stressful. It was very concerning trying to...
Alex, when you go inside that building, what are you required to show? Do you have identification, or how's the process work?
As most buildings, as these government buildings, require proper identification to get on the base, and this is identification unique to anybody who is an employee or on the site. But as far as the security requirements and what is required to get onto the base, I'm really not. I can't go into too much detail on that.
I fully respect that. Alex, thank you for your time tonight. You feeling lucky? I mean, after all, this was a day you could have been inside that building along with 3,000 others.
I do feel lucky, but I'm also very grateful that no one I know or work with directly was in harm's way.
Appreciate that. Alex, thank you. Good luck tonight and again tomorrow. Alex Lines was on the scene there earlier today.